Hello students, so I will be teaching you psychology and we shall start with the first chapter, Introduction to Psychology. And since we have less time, we shall cover the important things and we shall go through the other things, okay? And we shall start. So I don't know what according to you psychology is, okay, but many people think that psychology is like reading the other person, reading the brains or the minds of other people, but it is false. Because psychology is about the human behavior, okay, understanding the human behavior and not reading out the other minds, okay. Like for example, what other person are thinking in their minds, you can't read, okay. So that is a different course, okay. Psychiatrist, okay, they are called as psychiatrist who can read other person's minds, okay. But psychology is related to understanding human behavior, okay. So basically you will have different kinds of behavior, different kinds of persons, okay. Basically it tries or it shows how you can understand other individuals, okay, not by reading their minds but by their behavior, character, acting, okay, gestures, postures. You will see how it goes, okay. So this is the introduction given for you about psychology, but we shall just go through this, okay. So meaning, man by nature is curious. He has always wondered why one behaves the way one does. He has often asked questions like, why does one behave differently from others? What makes one person as criminal and other as a saint? What motivates one to work? What does it take to survive and face competition? How can one learn to handle relationship better? The answers to these are explored by psychology, which attempts to assess behavior in a scientific manner. Every person who is fascinated by such questions would get answers through psychology in a systematic and objective manner. So, basically, you will see different, as I already told you, you will see different kinds of behavior, different kinds of persons, different kinds of individual, different IQ, okay. And some people will be very friendly, some people will be very introvert, some are extrovert, and some can easily handle any situation, whereas some people get tensed even for simple situation, okay. So how does we understand so many behaviors, okay. So that is what we are gonna learn in psychology, okay. Psychology helps you to understand human behavior in a scientific manner, okay. So these questions can be answered if one enters the world of psychology. This discipline explores the studies on human behavior, which is full of complexities and contradictions. It studies people who are brave, wise, intelligent, cowardly, silly, and stupid. Their objective is to be examine and explain how human beings and animals learn, remember, solve problems, perceive, feel, and interact with others. They study every aspects of human behavior, okay. So the psychology, this discipline explores the study of human behavior, okay, which is full of complexities and contradictions. So it is not easy to understand the different human beings, okay. It studies, the psychology studies people who are brave, intelligent, dull, soft, average, expert, intellect, okay. There are different kinds. You always see in a classroom that there will be a weak student, dull student, average student, rank student, okay, topper. So how you will understand each and every one, okay. That is what psychology teaches you, okay. So and their objective is to examine how human beings and animals learn, okay. It all also involves animals. Psychology also involves animals, where humans and animals, how do they solve problems, how do they remember, how do they interact with other things, okay. So it is human tendency that you have to mingle in a society, you have to talk to many people, you have to interact, okay. So psychology helps for all these things, okay. For example, to feel, to interact, to perceive, okay, to solve problems. Okay. When people hear the word psychology, they tend to misconceive how I mean, they think that mental disorders and abnormal behavior are subject to the matters of psychology, but this is not true. Psychologists do not confine themselves to the study of these extremes of behavior. They focus on experiences that are common, universal, and ordinary. They emphasize studying experiences like learning, remembering a shopping list, the meanings of dreams, what motivates a person to act, and why the person is impelled to acts of violence. Psychology also studies cognition, perception, learning, memory, problem solving, decision making, and emotion. Psychology studies the different factors that influence our behavior, be it physiological, social, and cultural. A knowledge of psychology would equip one with the basic skills of understanding of one's own as well as others' behavior. It is a study of common man and his behavior. Okay, so you will learn many things when you read psychology, or when you will understand many things when you read psychology. Okay, so for example, it is not something which is abstract. So for when you hear a word psychology, you always think it talks about some disorders or some problems or some abnormal behavior. It is not true. It just talks about your human behavior. Okay, it is confined to the extremes of behavior. It focuses on common things, universal thing, common things, and which are ordinary. Okay, and for example, like remembering, like planning, solving, and judging sometimes. Okay, so yeah, it is not just psychological, it is also physiological, social, and cultural. You learn many things through these different kinds of areas. So it is a study of common man and his behavior. Physiological reactions are reactions of the body to different stimulus. These are closely related to our emotions. During certain emotions, there is an increase in the heart rate